Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw tips and tricks, and somebody sent me this clip art of this redfish. Want to know how to trace it. So it's not very big, but we're going to make it a little bit smaller. I always think it makes a little bit easier for Corel. The problem they're having is it has a bunch of double lines after they trace it. So I was just going to do it for them, and I thought I'm going to show how to do it. So I'm going to resample it. It's plenty big because I reduced it. We'll go to Outline Trace, Clip Art, and you'll see the problem in just a second. So your copy is on top. And if we look, left click, right click, there are a bunch of double lines in the drawing. And you could go through here and, clean those up, but there's really no reason to. What I suggest doing is to take your Smart Fill tool and fill it in. It happens to be white. But now I can left click, no fill, and I've gotten rid of those double lines. Now it still needs a lot of work, but that is cleaned up quite a bit. My suggestion, if I'm just going to keep going with it, I'm going to go to Object, and I'm going to break the curve apart so I can get rid of these yellow spots. I'm going to get rid of my yellow box now so I won't be grabbing it. I could have locked it. My suggestion on something like this, I know this guy's a plasma cutter, so he's going to cut this out. So I'm just going to redraw circles. And then you could take that one away, and you could, if you want to be more accurate, you could bring in indexing lines and know right where the center was. Then when you drop that away, you can put this right back where it was. That's not that necessary. And I've drawn quite a few redfish. I don't really know if they got two spots, but we're going to leave them. So I'm going to grab the smoothing tool on this one and just need to make it a little bit bigger than that. I'm just going to smooth out these dots because in plasma cutting, so you have to be on the item. You don't want too many nodes because nodes cause problems. Then on the other one, especially with the plasma cutter, I would actually redraw these lines. So it'd just be a single cut. To do that, I'm going to grab the 3-point line. I'm going to go from that node to that node, thereabout, and just call that good. You can always take your shape tool and reshape it to get it closer. This will just be a single cut, and I think that would actually look better. We'll go back to the 3-point curve line. A lot of times you can't do all of them in one line, but you can do two lines. And if you grab them both, and I'm not too concerned about straightness right now, because you can always grab the shape tool and individually bend these things to make it look more like the original. And you got to think about, it's your fish now if you're going to draw it. So I'm just using the 3-point curve line. Now for a plasma cutter, we're going to take out these sharp edges, but it'll just kind of give you a start. And then what I would do, I would set my nudge factor. Let's see how big this fish is. I'd set my nudge factor on like 2 inches, and I would nudge the outside of the fish out of the way. Then I'd go ahead and get rid of these black lines, which was the original. And in plasma cutting, that's going to be just a single cut. Then take your smooth tool and smooth out. You don't want that sharp edge in that item. I've drawn a couple redfish in the past for plasma cutting, and I just use I mimic this same drawing. So I would just take that one and Control D and make a duplicate, bring it over here and just stretch it. And then kind of it's mimicking something. I'm not a big fisherman, so I don't know. So now we need to clean up the outside of this, and we do it two ways. One of the best ways I know of would be to take this and make a duplicate of it so you know what it looks like. We're going to make this one red now, and I'm going to take the shape tool, select the item, and look at all the nodes. There's 430 nodes. Select them all and go right up here to reduce. Maybe in this case, we're just going to reduce it by 10%. And And look at the difference. We went to 67 nodes. Now there's still a lot in plasma cutting we would need to get rid of, but you can go right there and as long, see it changed the shape of the fish. So go back and just delete some of these other nodes. We don't want to change the shape of the fish, and even if we do, you know, it's like I said before, it's your drawing. And, you know, just get, those need to stay, those rough nodes, because that's part of the curvature of the fin. But get rid of nodes you don't need between lines. Like we don't need those two nodes right there. We don't need that node. We don't need those nodes. And you could also, I changed it up a little bit. You could grab the smoothing tool if you have X7 or above, click on your item, and you can smooth out those nodes. In plasma cutting, you definitely do not want a lot of nodes. And let's just look back at it with the shape tool. See, there's still too many nodes, but now that we've corrected it, it's not going to change too much. You know, as long as it, and sometimes curvature is better than straight. I kind of like that, but just go through here and clean up some of these nodes. You know, we want the curvature of the tail, so if we get rid of this one, it changes it. So we don't want to do that. You're only going to take away nodes that aren't really going to change too much. You know, that didn't change too much. We're almost done here, and I'll call it a wrap. You know, that's a little bit much. You don't want to change it too much, but you can take some nodes out that aren't needed. You know, like there's a double node. Even in this sharp corner in the plasma cutter, that wouldn't be too bad, but you could also round it off a little bit and help your plasma cutter out make that turn. Plasma cutting is quite a bit different than lasering. It's going to, and also if you ever, you know, do that, you could delete this node and then get that curve back by doing that. Right click and turn this into a cusp so you only get that one tick. So it's only doing one side. You know, there's 3 nodes in a row. We don't need those. I evidently erased the wrong one. Then when you're done with it, well, one more node. See these 2 nodes right here? That's too many nodes in a plasma cutter. Right click and turn it into a smooth. Well, that didn't work. I'm trying to get the handle. Whoop. Trying to get the handle. It's already aligned. The smooth nose doesn't work. I'm trying to get the handle to make it. Let me select both of them. I'm trying to make this smoother. Let's just take the smoothing tool. There we go. Just smooth that out a little bit. Anyway, now that we've got it, all you have to do is nudge it right back up, and you've got your, and you could do this, I mean, could be for lasering too. Cut out this fish, and then I would always select it all and make sure it's all a hairline and all red, and that'll cut. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.